Alrighty, we're back again. I hope you guys had a great day in the market. My name is Chris and I am the Algo Man here on TikTok as well as over on YouTube. We're actually streaming this over on YouTube as well. For you guys who have YouTube, you guys can watch it there. Now, today's session, guys, it comes the day after the FOMC announcement, which means the market is still digesting. Let's be real. It's been highly cyclic for the most part with, occasional swings in the lower time frames, but mostly lots of back and forth today. And that makes it perfect for what we're doing today. And we're using PureMO to capture the pure momentum swings. And we're then going to go ahead and blend PredictMO so you can better time your entries and exits. Okay, we'll run this on a 1-minute chart right here from the market open through about 12 noon so you can see exactly how these tools perform live in a cyclic mixed momentum environment. All right, guys. Now, before we jump into what played out, here's sort of a quick refresher on what these tools do and how to use them. Okay, let's go ahead and start with PureMO, which is this tool right here with the yellow and the magenta line. Okay, PureMO is an acronym for pure momentum, and it's designed to capture real momentum moves, not fakes, not noise. It filters out many false signals by adapting to volatility. Now, it's great when price is breaking out of a range or momentum is building strongly. That's what I use it for. I typically use it on a 2-minute time frame as part of a structured strategy called hunting elephants. Okay, and if you guys want to see how that works, there's a whole playlist in our YouTube called Hunting Elephants that I would highly recommend you guys watch. Now, it's less useful in scattering chop unless it's used cautiously. Okay, so that's the one caveat I'll throw right there. Now, as far as PredictMO down here at the bottom, this tool right here, guys, uses machine learning to forecast short-term directional shifts, okay? 1 or 2 bars ahead. And what it does, it helps identify when momentum might be turning before it shows up cleanly on price. Now, it's best used in tandem with CyMO Pro or something like PureMO. Remember that PureMO gives you momentum strength. PredictMO gives you a heads up on direction. Now, blending the two, it gives you a powerful combo. I'll tell you that right now. PureMO says momentum is strong. PredictMO says directional shift likely. So you can enter with confidence and exit with precision, okay? Now, for the walkthrough that we're going to do today, guys, I'm just going to kind of run it and take trades off with PureMO. And, I might make some mistakes in the process of doing this, okay? Because we had a mixed momentum environment today where we had moments of nice momentum moves and then you had moments of cyclic activity. At a setting of 20, okay, I basically have this set to capture the pure momentum swing in price. So there's going to be moments of cyclic activity where it won't do well. And that's where PredictMO comes in. And we're going to see after the demo how PredictMO would have nailed those nice cyclic turns where PureMO kind of would have kept you into the trade and it would have lagged a little bit to get out. Okay, so this is real important to watch because there's a lot of detail in this today. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And here we go. 30 seconds right there on my timer, and this thing will fire up right now. There you go. Bingo. First bar of the day. Look at that bad boy, man. That thing just kind of like, whoa, what happened there, right? Well, what happened there is, price is just moving. Okay? But let's just see how it all shakes out. Okay? I typically don't trade the first few bars of the session. If you wanted to, you could, okay? Now, this is clearly a nice breakup to the upside, and you have momentum and PredictMO both telling you that price is going up right here, okay? This is a very, very nice shift in momentum to the upside. Now, this trade is officially going to end whenever this purple line crosses below this red line right here, okay? That's typically when it ends up fading right there. These strong moves to the upside in the morning are kind of hard to capture because you typically get caught with slippage. And as a result of that, you'll probably get your fill like up here, which means that none of these bars matter because unless price moves really aggressively, you're just kind of barely going to break even off of one of these trades. So price is kind of waning off. You could tell because the predictor is right here at the zero line. You just had a crossing right here at the zero line. Look at this, guys. That is the end of the move to the upside, okay? Now, I didn't take a trade on this first go, but I will take trades moving forward from this point forward, okay? Now, here's where it kind of all fizzles out. Like I told you, the moment it crosses below the threshold right there, that's it, guys. That move is pretty much over. Now, the moment it hits the inflection point, this might be a moment where you might want to consider taking a short.
Order filled.
To the downside, right there. Okay, and I'm not going to be jumping in and out of a lot of trades. I'm just going to kind of let PureMO run the show today. Then I'm going to rewind it, go back, and show you the precise exit points that PredictMO is giving us right here to help you really fine-tune the view of what you do and the approach in using these two very, very powerful tools right here, okay? And you'll see exactly how they work in a moment. There's a link in my bio, and I'm actually the developer of these tools, guys. So feel free and click the link with confidence. And you'll see several different options right there in the link that's on my bio. And you can get a whole bunch of information. But the best thing to do is just shoot me an email here on TikTok or over on my Telegram and let me know what you're looking for, because a lot of these tools are kind of customized depending on what style of trading you want to apply them to. And I'd be more than happy to kind of go over that with you. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Silent Noise. Awesome. And applause to you as well, man, for your success. Let's hear it for Silent Noise, guys. That's awesome. It's great to hear that. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to show you guys right here. And I'm going to stop it just for a quick sec because I want to point this out right now, okay? I think it's a good observation that I don't know if you guys already noticed this, because I know a lot of you guys are very detailed oriented, so you probably noticed this and picked this up already. But here's something really, really important, and this has to do with the dynamic VWAP right here. You notice how price popped out of the bands, it went up, came right back. When it turned green, that's telling you that the market is trending, and it'll print it up here, okay? And the moment that price rolls back into the VWAP, it tells you that the market is cycling. It's telling you right here, it's printing it, it's telling you that the market state is cycling. Remember, guys, there's only two states in the market. It's either the market's either trending, and when it's not trending, it's cycling, okay? That's what this tool aims to do here. Now, notice the nice 90-degree rise in the VWAP going up, okay? But notice how it starts to flatten right here and it begins going horizontal, okay? This whole horizontal shift in the VWAP right there, guys, whenever it's moving horizontal, that's telling you that the market is now in a it's likely going to go in a nice tight cyclic zone, okay? And that's really important to remember that, because when it goes into a nice tight cyclic zone, especially when it starts going horizontal like that, you know, you start getting a lot of really tight moves inside the VWAP. Okay, so if this is resistance up here and this is the base support of the VWAP, where do you expect price to go from here? Okay, chances are it will probably go higher. So you got to watch that. I mean, just looking at that alone and understanding the structure of the VWAP will kind of give you a little bit of a hint as to what's going to happen even without these tools down here. It obviously makes more sense to have these tools, but even without it, if it's going horizontal, it's kind of telling you guys, well, if it's already down here at the base support, chances are you're going to get a move to the upside, okay? So let's see what happens, and we'll just continue rolling it from here. I just wanted to point that out in case you guys hadn't seen it before. Yeah, also look here at your PredictMO. It's already telling you that price is likely going to move up right there. Okay, so that's another point where you could have said to yourself, okay, It hit the bottom of the VWAP. That's really it. Your exit point from this short really would have been right here, okay? And so this crossing would have been at this bar over here. So you would have still gotten out of the trade at, we just got a little crossing right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out. It's a tiny little crossing, but nonetheless, it is still a crossing right there. And we'll go ahead and take this to the upside because you have momentum crossing above zero, okay? Now remember, we're in a nice tight little cyclic environment. So at a setting of 20, I don't think PureMO is definitely not going to capture that cyclic swing as good as maybe a setting of 14 or 12. And remember, guys, I'm not using PredictMO to determine my exit points. I'm using just PureMO today to calculate the exits. That's it, okay? We're just going to let this thing run as much as we can on every trade we take between now and 12 noon, okay? So right now here on the timer, it's only just about 5 minutes before 10. So we're just going to let this thing run. Win, lose, or draw, okay? So this would have been your exit here to the upside trade. It would have happened right there, which would have been at this bar right there using PredictMO. All right, so that would have been my exit, and that would have been a losing trade right there if I would have used PredictMO in this cyclic environment that we're in right here, okay? All right, we just got a little crossing above the yellow line, so I'm just wondering if the next bar is going to bring this up or just continue going down. So I'm going to wait for it to cross the zero line and then perhaps take another trade to the upside. This is already telling you here that price is moving up.
Order filled.
Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to let this bad boy run until we get PureMO to cross below the zero line again, whenever that happens. Then keep in mind, guys, when I'm done with this, I'm going to go back and kind of mark the exact points that PredictMO here would have given you as exits. For example, this would have been your exit from that long right there. And that's just going, guys. It's just going. Nice momentum trade to the upside. And remember, I'm not even using CyMO here, guys. If you wanted to use CyMO to capture the confirmation that you are in momentum, you can certainly put it up here. But, you know, in the best interest of not cluttering the chart, you know, for discussion purposes, I didn't want to put it up today. But you can certainly do that, and you definitely would capture, you know, when the cyclic component of when momentum is about to end, which is a pretty good idea if you're using PureMO. So all this is the cyclic component right here. You've got a little bit of the momentum component. It's sliding back in. Okay, as soon as this, this guy right here just hit the zero line. I'll just wait for it to cross the zero line because it's touching the zero line. And the moment it does, I'll blow out of that trade. Oh, wow, it didn't cross the zero line. Look at that. It went sideways. Wow, that's pretty impressive. You've got another potential entry point right here with, that was a very small little entry point right there. I mean, this thing is just going, guys. I mean, this is pretty amazing to see. Yeah, right? It's wow. It is just going, guys. It almost psyched you out thinking that, you know, you were going to get a zero crossing here. It touched the zero line and it just went horizontal right there. Look at that. Which means that there was still momentum in the spectrum that it was tracking, and it continued to track it. So it's a nice, strong move. All right, you're back at zero. If we get a crossing, then that's it. You know, we take it out. No crossing yet, guys. Look at this. I know, right? Even though you got a little crossing here by the wave line to the downside, the leading function of momentum right here is still going horizontal, which means that it is still tracking momentum like to the T right there. Look at that. And your job as a trader, guys, is just to sit, be patient, and let this thing play out, okay? Just let it play out, let it run its course, and then you can figure out when the exit is once the purple line actually crosses below this zero line right here. The key to these trades is patience, because a lot of times you'll get impatient and you'll be like, oh no, this is coming down, and you'll get out, and you know, and it just continues going. There seriously is no other momentum tool like PureMO out there in the market, guys, that can capture these type of swings. There just isn't. I mean, it's very, very difficult for most algorithms to stay in a trade this long. They'll probably get you out like right here and then get you back in. But look, you got in over here. This is pretty much at 10 a.m. and you've been in the trade for about a half hour right here, 10:30. And if it crosses below zero, then that's it right there.
Order filled.
Okay. That's your exit right there. Okay, guys? And we can maybe
Order filled.
take a trade to the short side right there and see where that goes. Just make sure I got that right. Yep, I got that one right there. And we'll write it to the short side now. And that was a huge, huge trade. Huge trade. If you could do one of those a week, you're set. I mean, really. You're set for the whole month. Now we're going to do the same theme, but to the downside, and just let this bad boy run. Oh, and by the way, your entry point, if you were looking at PredictMO, would have been right here. Okay? That's your entry point. That's your inflection point. And you would hold on to the trade until the orange line crosses above the zero line. But we're not going to use this. We did it yesterday. So today we're just going to flip it. We're going to use PureMO. So if you want to watch this bad boy in action, there's a video that we did yesterday on the FOMC announcement and how it caught the FOMC trade and the following and the trades that followed. You can watch that replay in our YouTube channel. It's the most current video that we have, and that will show you PredictMO on FOMC day. This would have been your exit point right here, guys. You would have been done with that trade. If this crosses above zero, then I'm blowing out. Nope, no crossing. Look at this, right? And PredictMO is telling you that you have another entry right there. Hey guys, be sure to share the stream here on TikTok or even on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, it really does help our channel get in front of the right people. There's a lot of people that still don't know about our tools because, they're tuning into other stuff on TikTok, but you're welcome to share the stream if you think it's of value to someone else that might want to see it. Okay, we had a zero touching, but no crossing right here. Look at this. So we still have more to go on this trade, even though it's a little bit noisy right there. Wow, this bad boy is just really, 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 really filtering out a lot of the noise that would have gotten you out of the trade if you were using something like PredictMO. PredictMO got you out of all this noise right there. This kind of filtered out all this noise, which is this 4-bar pullback, kept you in the trade, and boom, down. The YouTube name is the Algo Trader Official. If you click the link in my bio, there's a direct link to my YouTube. That's probably the easiest way to get to my YouTube channel. Yeah, the link in my bio basically has links to all my channels, to my Discord, to YouTube, to the tools, to pretty much everything. Cool, man. Absolutely. And welcome to the channel. This version of PureMO Mr. Alabama, I have set to 20. And I've got it set to 20 on True, and it's on a 1-minute chart. So it's on a 1-minute chart. So what you're looking at is a 1-minute chart with PureMO set to 20. And we're at about 11 a.m., guys. I got about another hour on this timer here, which is going pretty quick, okay? Because I've only been on for about maybe a half hour here with you guys, but it's going pretty quick, okay? And I'm just letting this run, okay? And since I hopped on over here, which was at 10:34, it's been going down for a good half hour. Look at this, and it still has not crossed above the zero line. So we'll just let it run until it does. Right there. So
Order filled.
buy it back right there. That's where you'd get out of that trade.
Order filled.
And we'll take upside right there. So not bad overall considering how noisy the market's been. And there's different ways of using PureMO, guys. I'll show you a different way of how to use it in just a moment after I'm done with this little demo, okay? So we're just letting this bad boy run, guys. And there is no trade right here with PredictMO on this anywhere. It's just going. It's going and going and going. I'll tell you something though, man. Look, this bar right here, this one right here would have gotten most traders stopped out right here. This bar, when you look at the size of that wick, I mean, that thing just went bonkers right there. Just boom, complete whipsaw trade. And that's when you have to really believe in the tools that you have and kind of stick in and let the tools do their job. Okay, we have a zero touch, but no cross right here. Let's keep my finger on the sell button in case it does cross below that. Nope, it went sideways. Look at that. Wow, look at this, guys. I mean, talk about filtering, huh? Okay, look at the size of this bar going down right here. I mean, this was a pullback right here. And PredictMO filtered it out. Okay, kept you in the trade, and it's going right back up. Okay. This is where a lot of people would have panicked and said, oh, I'm out of the trade. This is really going down. And no, it's not going down. This is just the shakeout. It's actually going up. And notice, guys, I haven't done anything to the tool other than set it to 20 and let it run and do its thing, okay? Oh, that would have been like the vast majority of traders, you know? They would have freaked out, panicked, and, you know, and then at this point you would have been feeling like, oh man, I feel so dumb. I should have just stuck to my guns and let the doggone thing work, you know, the way it's designed to work, you know, because it would have ran the way the tool's designed to work, right? But yeah, these two bars, this bar and this bar, would have shaken the boots out of anyone, for sure. And that's where having confidence in the tools comes in, guys, okay? You really, really need to have confidence in the tools that you're using and let the tools just run. So, the moment this purple line crosses below zero right there, we're just going to blow out of this trade. And this might be any second now. So let me keep my finger here on the sell button. Yep.
Order filled.
That's it. That was still a 50-pointer right there, guys. Super nice trade. And
order
let's
filled.
Go ahead and take it to the downside, see what happens. Now here with PredictMO, this would have been your entry to the upside. And this would have been your entry, your exit to the upside right there. And it would have gotten you out perfectly right there. So from here all the way to here, guys. So it would have caught this whole nice rip. Super, super nice. So rather than capturing the entire swing to the upside and keeping you in through all this up and down, PredictMO only captures the strong momentum swings in price. That's what it's aiming to do. And we got a little hit here, but no crossing, and it's still coming down. Look at this. I got about a half hour more on this timer, and it's going by really fast. So the moment it hits 12 noon, I'll go ahead and stop it and take any Q&A. And this little trade to the downside right there, guys, would have ended right here, which is basically at this bar. Look at that. Really, really nice. Okay, so this is going against me. So let's see if it goes up. I'm going to have to take it off.
Order filled.
Yep, that's it. Took it out right there. And then let's go ahead and take a long.
Order filled.
So that one scratched me from 793 to 799. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 6 points. And a 6-point loss is not bad. It's maybe a couple $100. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I'll show you how to do it right now when I'm done with this quick demo here. Alrighty, we're back here at the zero line. If this happens to cross, then I'm going to have to take it off. Yep.
Order filled. Order filled.
Then I'll go ahead and take it to the short side right there. Okay. So this was a dud as well. So we've had 2 trades back to back that didn't work out. Yeah, but to your point, Silent Noise, yes. The answer is yes. I'll show you how to do that right now when I go back and kind of start marking up the chart. Here's your entry, though, for PredictMO to this downside right here. You could have jumped in right there at that crossing and right there at this crossing for a nice cyclic clip. You would have caught those 3 bars. Yeah, it's right back at the zero line. Is this going to cross up? Nope, didn't cross up. Oh, wow, nice. That's rolling back down. So whatever it was that I lost on these last 2 trades, I've pretty much made up already on this one. And some if it continues going down. So let's see where it goes. The recap's almost over, guys. I'm going to stop it at 12 noon right here, which is going to happen in about like 3 minutes. Then I'll kind of walk you through a more detailed analysis of what we're doing, kind of give you guys a little bit more color and structure on how to make the best use of these tools. And remember, we're taking the trade off when that purple line crosses above 0. And PureMO is doing really well considering how noisy the 1 minute chart is. It's just filtering out a lot of the noise, especially in these areas right here where you get these little 3-bar pullbacks. Right here, look at that. Completely filtered out the noise and then continued the trade downward. Now you guys can see the VWAP is just slowly tilting to the right, going down right there. This is all telling you, instead of being straight horizontal, it's just tilting. And whenever it starts tilting like that, that's telling you that volume is falling and it's coming down. Look at this. Everything's just coming down. Alrighty, we're back here at the 0 line, guys. If it crosses above the 0 line, I'm done. And give it a few more seconds. Oh, no crossing. Look at that. All right, it's 12 noon, but I'm going to let this play out before I close it because this is really the last trade. So, and then I'll go back and I'll unpack it and kind of give you a little bit more color on how to use these tools, okay? Right there, look at that. Wow. Completely filtered out this whole block of noise. That's pretty amazing. All right, right there. That's
Order filled.
my buy signal. It just tilted up, and that's the end of the trade right there, guys. When it tilts up from being horizontal, you're done. Okay, guys? And that's algorithmic trading for you.
Wow,
right
did
there.
you see that? That's what you call precision.
All right, guys. That was a lot. That was a lot of detail right there. And here's what I noted from the open till around noontime today, okay? I saw that early momentum swings were kind of weak, but they were directionally valuable when PureMO lit up. That was for sure. And PredictMO signaled several slope shifts before price even started confirming that they were the entry triggers, all right? And that was really important too. Now, at times, the cycles were tight, and PureMO would fade, and price would bounce, and PredictMO would show weakening slope, and then PureMO would pick up when a clearer move formed, okay? Now, just using PureMO alone, this tool right here, guys, you'd catch many of the momentum moves. But mixing PredictMO can definitely help reduce the late entries and give earlier exit clues, all right? And if I go back here and just kind of slide back, I mean, look at how many bars we just kind of went through right there, all right? It's a lot of bars, guys. Here's what I'm talking about right here, okay? This would be your entry right here, and you would basically take it right when you get the inflection point hit right there. Take this bad boy down, and you would exit right around here. And this exit above the 0 line is this bar. And I want you to notice something interesting, okay? That exit right there is this bar. So the moment it crosses above the 0 line, you're right there. See that crossing above the 0 line? You're going to see it on the next bar, which is this candle right there. Now, how many candles is it before price starts moving up? 1, 2, 3. Okay? Count again. 1, 2, 3. So the way I've got it tuned is that it's looking up to 3 bars ahead. So it's giving me a great heads up that price is about to reverse, okay? And sure enough, it gets you into the trade to the upside right here a lot sooner than when momentum actually picks up over here. You see that? And the moment it actually crosses the 0 line right there, you're out and done with the trade versus having to wait for PureMO to actually cross the 0 line, okay? Now, this tool right here is only designed to capture the short burst in momentum. It's not going to keep you in the trade, such as this trade right here that went up and kept you in the trade all the way over here, okay? It's going to get you into the trade only in the short burst of momentum. So for example, right here, this wasn't actually a 0 crossing. You had a 0 crossing over here. So it'll keep you in, it'll get you out right here, right at this bar, okay? That's how the tool works. Now, can you potentially customize this to maybe perhaps capture some of the tighter cyclic swings? Oh, absolutely. If you go to your indicator panel here and you look at your PureMO right here, you notice it has 2 check boxes, okay? one show lead, and one that makes the wave line faster. Okay, so if I got rid of show lead, it will get rid of the purple line right there. You see, it just got rid of the purple line. So if I come down here and I go to my PureMO, which is right there, I add another instance of PureMO right there. What I want to do if I do that is I want to make the wave line, let's make it transparent. Got to make the zero line transparent if you do that as well, right there. And then we've got the lead line right there. All right, so the lead line, you can tighten it up. So if you want to capture some of those tighter turns, then, you know, maybe a setting of 14 might work. Okay, so here's PureMO with a setting of 14. And if I drag it and drop it right there, now I've got control of both lines. So rather than one line getting its value from the other line, now you've got control of both lines independently of each other. And that right there will give you much tighter rotational turns. So right here, for example, okay, you see the exit right when it's inside the box. Okay, it got you out. Oops, wrong arrow. Sorry, got you out right there. And this is right there at this candle where it got you out of the trade. Okay, right here, you also had a nice cyclic exit. Boom, right there. Now, if I go ahead and bring back the other line right there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it, I'm going to create a dash color line so you can see the difference right there. Okay, you see the difference? Okay, you know what? Let me actually change the color. This way you guys could actually see it a little bit better. I'll make it orange. I'll make it red instead. How's that? So you guys could see it. Okay, right there. You see, you get a little bit more delay over here than you would, okay, if you tightened up the line, okay? So that's probably not as good of an example right there, but you do get a little bit of delay right there with the orange being set to the same value as the yellow line right there. And it works, and it works. It works when the market is trending, but when the market scatters into chop, then you really got to tighten up your signals right there. So if you wanted to tighten this up even more, you certainly could, and you maybe could tighten it down to maybe 12, which is super, super tight, but it'll give you a lot of those exits that you're hoping to get right there. Look at the difference right here, okay? Just move that right there. You see the difference in the crossings, okay? This is, the orange line is set to 20. This is set to 12 right there. And you can see where they actually cross here with the yellow line as well. And that's how you could actually make the leading function of momentum a lot tighter, by just overlaying it with the second instance of PureMO and controlling the line, okay? But here's the big but, all right? Just remember the purpose of what I designed this indicator for. PureMO is designed to capture the pure momentum swing in price. So if you're worried about capturing the cyclic component in price, then you want to use a tool designed to capture the cyclic component of the price move, okay? And of course, you know, we've got, you know, tools designed specifically for that. If you wanted, you know, if you wanted to put CYMO here on the chart, and I didn't do it because it would just clutter the chart, okay? Here we go. Look at that. Okay, this will capture the cyclic swing in price right here. And it tells you that the cyclic swing in price to the upside, right when it crossed the zero line, began right there. Okay, and if it begins right there, it ends right when it crosses with momentum right there, which is pretty much this bar right there. You see that? You get a little bit of a tighter crossing right there. You get, and this is obviously set to 13, but I can certainly tighten it up and make it match. Okay, make it 11. Okay, and there you go, right there. In fact, you get a zero crossing right there, which is right at that bar. So if you're looking for structure, this will give you very precise structure on where price is actually moving in the spectrum right there, and it'll keep you in the trade as long as you need before getting you out. Okay. This tool right here is designed for market structure. to really fine tune the cyclic component of price. And so, not to clutter the chart, but let me just get rid of it. That's the key question right there. You don't want to use a tool, even though you can adjust it to capture some of the cyclic rotation in price. You certainly can, okay? But do you really want to use a tool that's designed to capture the momentum swing in price, to capture the cyclic swing in price? So for example, like right here, look, okay? You see the purple line going up, 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 and the moment it crosses right there, look at this. The moment it crosses right there, that's that bar. That is the absolute tip of it right there. Now, if I use it at 20, the way I had it, when it crosses right here, you're going to be 1 bar late to the exit if you're looking at only the crossings right here. So that's the difference between a setting of 14 that's overlaid and a setting of 20 just out of the box the way I was using it in the recap. Oh, the new line, no, it's just an overlay. So what I did is I got this and I just dragged it up. So the orange line right here, I changed it so you could see the difference between the delay and the crossings, but it's the same indicator. So let me just put it back the way it was right here. Yeah, I didn't mean to cause any confusion in doing that. Yeah, it's the same indicator. It's just overlaid. That's what it was, Mr. Pips. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Beyond what I just illustrated to you guys right now, you can create you can create little thresholds for yourself, that kind of let you know when price is in a cycle zone or when price is in momentum zone. And that's the reason we created these these thresholds right here. And they're different for every time frame. They're a little bit wide right here. Normally on the 2 minute, they're set to 0.20 and negative 0.20. I've got them set to like 0.43 right here and 0.43 because this is a 1 minute chart, and the 1 minute chart tends to have just a bunch of candles, and it moves a lot, okay? But you can design this in a way where, if this is inside this box right here or something and it crosses inside the region Y, you can say, okay, this is a cycle trade. I'm getting out when it crosses. But again, I wouldn't be using, and this is just only me because I'm the one who created this. I wouldn't be using PureMO to try to capture the cyclic component of price, even though you can tune it to do that. Okay. And I know there's maybe 1 or 2 other guys in the group that I know of that do that, and they're pretty successful at doing that on the 1 minute chart. They've just developed a way to do it that works for them. Okay. If you want to capture the cyclic component in price, use CyMO because that's exactly what that tool was designed to do. But can you do it with PureMO? Yeah, you can. Okay. But then, you're going to strip the tool of what the tool was designed to do, and that's to capture the pure momentum swing in price. So for example, like right here in this area, if you tune this, if you created a rule that said, okay, whenever the purple line crosses below or above the yellow line, I'm getting out of the trade. And I just showed you right now with the orange line versus the purple line, how you can do that with the setting of 20 versus 12, right? But how are you going to apply that rule when the market goes into trend mode the way it did right here and it starts to rip up and you get all these crossings between the lines? You see? Are you going to override that rule, or is that going to be like a new rule that you're going to create? You know what I mean? So, and then what's going to happen here, when it hits the 0 line, and it crosses back up? Is this going to mean that this is a cyclic cross? No. And so then your trading rules start becoming very complicated and convoluted. And to try to remember all that stuff is just going to help you get into a lot of bad trading decisions that you may not want. So to avoid that, I recommend you to just use CyMO. And CyMO will give you the clear directional swing in price if you're looking at where the cyclic component of the move is. Use PureMO for what it was designed to do, and that's to capture the cyclic component of the move. Make sense, guys? What makes it advanced is the technology that we use. We use technology, guys, that most guys don't use in the development of our tools. And unless you have a degree in electrical engineering or, advanced finance, good luck, because it's pretty complex. We use technology, guys, that's head and shoulders above anything that's out there right now in the market to develop our tools. And it's not stuff, guys, that we just like hatched up yesterday on ChatGPT. I mean, Simo's been in our portfolio for a good part of more than 20 years now. And a lot of some of these tools are new. Like, for example, PredictMO is new, but it took a little bit over a year to develop that tool, and it's a real robust tool that uses machine learning. Now, look, guys, if you're still sitting on the sidelines using tools that lag or guessing entries based on what might happen, and you see a lot of guys talking about what might happen here on TikTok, you're leaving opportunity on the table. And honestly, you owe it to yourself to see what high precision momentum tools like this look like in action. So try PureMO and PredictMO for 7 days. Get the free trial. You got zero risk. I mean, take it for a spin and see what the real possibility is. All you need to do is hit the link in my bio, get access, and test it. And you can see why traders who use these tools consistently outperform. And not because of luck, but because discipline plus signal equals success, guys.